Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we have some big news regarding 9.1 with sockets, conduits, and involving Torghast. But first, if you just take a quick moment and click subscribe, that helps me out a ton. Right, so let's go ahead and get into this. This is some big news here. So basically, conduit upgrades and socket upgrades, which are going to exist again in Korthia, are going to be obtainable through Torghast on the Adamant vaults. So this is huge news. So that before, the only way you could do this was with Stygia, right? And coming up in 9.1, you can upgrade these things with like these artifact knowledge things that you earn doing the Korthia stuff, the new stuff. So you still have the same system essentially, but now you have a second option. Now, I do not think these are guaranteed drops, but they are potential drops from the Adamant vaults. So I've gone over Torghast pretty at length. It's the thing I've been doing most in the PTR. But the Adamant vaults, you unlock them as you progress down the talent tree. You can unlock it pretty quickly, and you gain access to this by getting what they call a perfect run, which is 200 or more points, which is 5 gems. So once you do that, then you get access to the Adamant vaults. Now, this is extremely hard to do, and this does involve speed running. I shouldn't say extremely hard, it's just is hard, and some of the levels are harder than others. I'm sure that they will tune that in some way or add mobs to keep your streak going, something like that. But also, if you're someone who's just not good at speedrunning, don't worry, you will eventually be able to do this by unlocking all the talents, I'm sure, because the talents are absolutely powerful and kind of really strong. Again, the unlock of the Adamant Vaults is in the talent tree, but it's pretty early on in the talent tree. So these are going to upgrade. It's very similar to 9.0. We just have an extra avenue to get them now, and it's actually through Torghast. This is actually really big. The scoring system and stuff, this will have a lot more people doing Torghast, essentially. Now, if you hate Torghast, you still can just go farm the new Stygia and upgrade that way if you want, or you can do both, maybe get the process done sooner. Although I believe you can probably continue to run the Torghast over and over, and possibly you could, in theory, maybe they have it locked to 1 drop a day or something like that. But in theory, you could just get them constantly. It is said in this article here that the drop seems to be rare. So I guess you probably wouldn't want to. I mean, you could though if you wanted to. You probably wouldn't want to sit there and farm it in one day. But it seems like it is a possibility, and people were asking for that. So you could definitely front load it. This is really big if you're a min-max player, right? So the average player doesn't care about having sockets on every piece of gear, and they probably don't care about what eye level their conduit is. Maybe they want it to be at least a minimum level, like in this patch 200 or something. But they really don't care if it's all the way maxed out. However, if you're a min-max player, you do care. So having another avenue to do this is actually really good. Yes, there will be some pushback saying that this is unnecessarily difficult to do it, but I think this is a great step. I wouldn't even say a step. I'd say this is the correct thing to do here. So again, the Adamant Vaults are not going to be hard for you to unlock. If you're a min-max player, that means you probably know what to play, how to play it, and you shouldn't really have any difficulty. You're going to get 4 gems essentially every time, and you're just going to figure out the speedrunning portion of it. Keep my streak bar full, put in the talents that make the streak bar not last or not decay as fast. Eventually you'll get all kinds of damage buffs, and boss do less damage to you, so you don't have to use defensive cooldowns or heal yourself, and you just get stronger and stronger as these talents unlock. Now I have videos up, actually the one called Torghast is Saved or something. If you want to look more into Torghast for 9.1, I do recommend checking that out, because I go into the talents, I go into how everything works. I believe in the description of that video I have exactly how the scoring system works as well, all that stuff. But yeah, or you can just search it online, whatever floats your boat there. But this is actually really freaking cool. So I know this is what I'll be doing because I actually kind of enjoy it, and I'm sure that the transmogs and stuff like that will have a higher drop chance in the Adamant Vaults as well. Just for the full knowledge here, basically, so floor 5 is your final floor. If you get 5 gems, so you do the full clear, basically full clear, get all the pots, get everything, and then you also keep your streak bar up enough. It's like a certain percentage. I forget what the exact percentage is. You would have to keep it up if you did everything else at a full run, but keep your streak bar up. and then you will get a perfect run, and then you will gain access to floor 6. Floor 6 is just a cool new floor. Cool in quotation marks, you might not think it's cool, where you can farm more Phantasma. And then floor 7 is the final boss floor, where you'll be able to purchase more upgrades and things like that. So really, and as of now, the final boss floor is a bit easy, but we'll see if they make that more difficult. So you'll be able to kill that final boss and have a chance to get these conduit upgrades and socket upgrades. Now that's the hugest thing right there. The fact that you have a chance to get both is really good. Even if it's a low chance, you will be able to do it. So maybe even if you want to do this in a time, I'm thinking ahead. If you want to do this in a time sensitive manner, maybe at first you start just farming up the stuff in the Korthia and Maw stuff. And then as you get more gear or as you unlock more talent, you just, at some point, as soon as it becomes easy to where you get a 5 gem every time, then you might as well just farm this probably. Maybe they'll tweak the drop rates to have it drop a little bit more. Who knows? But this will be really, really cool. Let's read this paragraph specifically. Both codex both of the items, the socket and the conduit, from the boss, whereas someone got it from the mobs as well. So it is rare, but I've also done Adamant Vaults. I haven't seen these drop, but I haven't done these. If they just added these, I have not. I've not done it since they've added them, if they just added it in the last build. So who knows? But it appears that you can get stuff off the trash as well. At the very least, sockets off the trash, conduit upgrades off the final boss, and sockets off the final boss. I imagine if one drops off the trash, maybe both of them do. So you definitely want to clear everything on floor 6 as well. So this is big news. I'm super excited about it because once the talents are, this will keep me doing it. So in Visions of N'Zoth, once I finished the talents, it became really easy. I did socket all my gear or whatever, but then after that, I really had no reason to run it anymore. So now, I'll get my legendaries from Torghast that I need, and then I'll still have a reason to run it. So I'll have my talents full even. I'll still have a reason to run it if I want to build up sockets, if I want to get all my conduits to the new max level, 252 or whatever it is. I will just run this and do it and get 5 gems every time with good gear and with all the talents. You will be able to do it. I promise you. The talents are quite strong. So, as always, I do ask you to subscribe to the channel because it helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody have a good one.